We're going to do number 1 together to kind of get you going. For number 1, it says determine the location of the triangle after a rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise. Some of you have good eyes and you can see where it's going to be at. If you can do that without actually showing the work, I'm fine with that. Most of you cannot do that, which is fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to start by writing out the coordinate points, and then we're going to use the rule to change it. So can anybody tell me a coordinate point for A? -6, 7. What about B? 4, good. And then C? -3, 4. So the rule that we're going to use, if it's 90 degrees counterclockwise, and make sure you read because some of them say clockwise, counterclockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise, I'm using this rule, which is the same as technically clockwise 270. That's why it like kind of is listed this way. So we're going to take our coordinate point X and Y, and we have to change it to -YX. So I want you to think about this as 2 things that you have to do. First, we're going to flip the coordinate point, because X is Y and Y is X. And then I'm going to worry about changing the sign. People are trying to do it all together at once, and most of you are getting confused at that point. So if I just flip A, it becomes 7, -6. If I just flip B, it becomes 4, -9. And C, hold on. C, if I flip it, is 4, -3. So I want you to think about it as like 2 parts. First, I flip it. Now I'm going to change the sign to the coordinate point. Then counterclockwise. Yeah. So since it has -Y in the front, that means all of the front is going to change its sign. If it was negative, now it's positive. If it's positive, now it's negative. So I'm going to add in negatives to all of the front because it's positive. So it's negative, positive, now it's negative, positive, now it's negative. So you can think about it as like individual steps. Flip the coordinate point, change the sign wherever it says. People are getting confused whenever like they're trying to do it at once. Some people can do that, which is fine. Some people get really confused. So now we're just going to plot our new points A prime, B prime, C prime. So it looks like it turned because it's spinning around the origin. So this triangle went from here and it moved 1 quadrant because remember 90 degrees represents 1 quadrant movement. So it started here and it jumped once. So that's 90 degrees. If it jumps twice from here, 1, 2, then that would be 180. If it jumps 3 times, 1, 2, 3, then it would be 270. Let's go on the back and look at one of the ones that gives you both pictures, because we have to determine the rotation. So on the back, let's look at number. Let's look at 14. So for 14, where is it? For this one, if I'm looking at this, make sure you're looking at the original and you're going to the image, which is the final answer. So you're going to the prime. So if I'm looking at, I don't know, let me look at H. I like to look at 1 point. I think it's easier that way than looking at the whole graph, especially if it overlaps itself. If I'm going from H to H prime, how many quadrants did it jump? 2. So it doesn't matter if I went to the right 2 or if I went to the like down and over 2. In total, I went 1, 2. So what rotation is that? Is that 90, 180, or 270? 180. So this is 180 degrees. And then we have to say counterclockwise or clockwise. In this case, does it matter since it's 180? No, because clockwise and 180 counterclockwise are exactly the same thing. So some of these you will have 2 possible answers that are both correct because you can go 90 degrees one way and 270 the opposite way and get to the same point. So as long as you have one of them, it's okay. How do we feel? Not too bad? Okay. I want you to start on the front. If you get done with this, then you can work on your IXL. Okay. Yes, it will go faster than you think. My regular geo kids could do it. You could do it. I believe in you. You got this.